the PredictK Proppant database is built on testing that has been performed over the last 30 years for the Proppant Consortium. However, Proppant testing data is available from a number of other sources, and many users wish to see how the performance of the products represented by these tests compares to what is already in the PredictK database. To make this comparison, you will need to create a user database in PredictK's companion software, Proppant Manager, to determine the coefficients needed for PredictK. This is the first in a series of videos that will show you how to create a user database in Proppant Manager, run the correlations to determine the coefficients needed for PredictK, and export the results to PredictK. Proppant Manager contains all of the conductivity testing data used to create the PredictK Proppant database. This data is provided to give users a sense of what goes into the models of PredictK. In order to protect the integrity of the data, the default databases for both Proppant Manager and PredictK are locked and cannot be edited. Therefore, in order to put new proppants and tests into PredictK, you will have to create a new database. This video will illustrate that process. Before getting into that demonstration though, I'll discuss the default database a little bit further. The default database is comprised of over 1,000 tests on approximately 100 different proppant types and sizes. About 500 of these tests are baseline tests used to characterize the available proppants in PredictK. In order for a test to make it into the database, multiple criteria must be met. First, the test must be performed at StimLab. This ensures that all of the tests in the model were performed under the same conditions and allows us to assess the quality of the results from the test. Second, and related to the first rule, the test must pass our quality control screening and be conducted according to standard procedures. Finally, the test must be available for submission to the database. This means that either the test was performed for the Proppant Consortium, or a company can donate data from a test that StimLab performed and allow the Proppant Consortium to use it. The process of creating a new Proppant Manager database is very simple. Once you have Proppant Manager open, click File, and then New. The box shown will pop up. First, you will need to give the database a name. Because of how the software uses this name later, this name cannot include any special characters or spaces. Otherwise, the name just needs to be something that makes sense to you. You can also decide whether to start with a fresh database or copy an old database and work from there. This is even possible with the default database, allowing you to see the effect in the model of including additional tests or changing which tests are used to develop the model for a particular proppant. From here, you are ready to input your proppant test data and move on to the subject of our next video, running the correlations to determine coefficients in PredictK. These tutorials will skip the data entry process. If you are interested in more detail in this area, you can visit the Proppant Consortium page or contact me at steven.driley@corelab.com.